Okay, let's go through the new building types that we get. So first we've got glass. Glass is the third class building material that we use. So class 1 is building modules and tools, class 2 is wood, class 3 is glass. And that's different for tycoons. Tycoons have their own special building supplies. Since we don't have tycoons we can't make them, but that's fine. They get access to their own roads, but I don't like them, because they're quite shiny and look weird. They're more expensive and they're more effective, but the highway from the Ark infrastructure is good enough.
Go okay? You did the right
There we go. And pasta dishes go in here. Since it's not an unlimited supply, they will eventually get used up, but we'll get some extra credits, because the tax slider will increase with the happiness. And you can see there it's slowly edging upwards, which is increasing the money. 30%. Yeah, that's gone up to 30% now as well. Good. And now that we've unlocked the next channel, this is the channel I like to use with ecos, because it reduces the consumption of lifestyle products, which are communicators, and for the later ones, 3D projectors and service robots. So this reduces the demand for communicators because they don't use them as often. Now we get the next level of food that they want here. They want pasta dishes, and they also want bio drinks. We haven't unlocked bio drinks yet, so let's focus on pasta dishes. We can see here what's needed. Vegetables, grain. Grain is used to make pasta, and then they're combined to make pasta. So firstly, we need durum wheat fertility, which I believe is down here. Yep, durum wheat is down here. So because we've already got this island, we can build the durum wheat down here, and we have vegetables here, so we build the vegetables here. Which works out well because this building here works on banks. Now there is one problem with this. There's only one bank here, and you should have at least 2 to make the pasty that you need. But well, there's not much I can do about that, unless we move to another island, and I don't want to do that. So 1 will do. You can move the Ark to preset locations as well, here. But there's not much use in that. It's just a central point for storing supplies. And the cargo liner here is the best transport ship that you can get for the ecos. It holds a large amount. It doesn't lose much speed when it's full of supplies. And it's got 1 upgrade slot which you can use to improve its speed even more. Which is, if you've got an island where you're trading a lot of supplies, use this one. If you haven't, use the first one, the freight ship.
You have to work.
Since it's a lot cheaper and its maintenance cost is a lot lower. Low on wood. So since we're not getting much wood, let's build another nursery and more sawmills. So there, and there. There we go. Because we're going to need the wood to continue building the next tier buildings. Because the amount used to build these ones get very high. If we look here, 10 glass, 8 building modules, 4 tools. So you're going to need a lot when you build all of these buildings up. And as you can see here, we need sand, limestone, and glass works to make glass. These finished upgrading yet? A nice way to check it is if just do that. There's no icons appearing, so that means that all of them have upgraded. And we haven't reached what we needed to unlock the next buildings. We need 1200 maximum. And we get 25 per building, so we're going to need a lot of buildings. So, oops. Well, if you can see here, community is empty because it's not on the road that's connected to City Hall. So it needs to be on the road for it to be happy. So we build all this round in a spiral. And down here in a spiral. At this point is when you'll start getting disaster events as well. The early disaster events are easy to deal with. They are fires, crime, and illness. Right now, we only have access to the 2 buildings that stop it. When a fire happens, it will start on one building. Let's say it's this one here. This building is on fire. What you do is you build a fire station within range, connected to a road, and then the fire station will deal with the fire. Once the fire is dealt with, you can remove the fire station. You won't need it anymore. If you keep them, it reduces the probability that fires will happen, but the upkeep for the buildings themselves are quite high. I find it's better to just build them when you need them and then just get rid of them. On easy mode, that's a lot easier because you get all the resources back. On normal, it's more of a problem because you only get half back. On hard, it's a very big problem because you get none of the resources back. So, we've got tools now. So low on supplies. Let's get some building modules. We can see here the price has gone up. It's now 75,000. 10,000 for the tools. 75,000. So we've not really got much left. So I'm not going to order any more supplies. But what we can do is this. It's a lot cheaper to buy them from these arcs.
Alert. Fire.
Oh, speak of the devil, we've got a fire. So this building is on fire. So we build a road, build a fire station that's within range, and there's the fire truck. Makes its way towards the building, and we'll put it out. They're unhappy while this happens, so they'll be leaving. So dealing with it as fast as possible will prevent anyone from leaving. The building health will regenerate by itself over time. And now we can remove that, and we get all our stuff back. The fire's been dealt with. The fires aren't that annoying. It's the diseases and the crime that are annoying because they spread when you don't deal with them. They will spread outwards and affect other buildings, which means that you need to use more hospitals.
Opponents, and I know when I can't stand up to them alone.
Wants to destroy a ship. Yeah, sure. Good example for combat. So we've only got one combat ship, which is here. Now the ship has spawned up here, so let's go attack it. while he makes his
Have you
way
any
there.
questions about SAAT's technologies?
We can buy tools. Just buy all he's got. It's 2020 for under 1,000.
Okay then, the science.
So it's much better to buy it from the AI than it is to order it. Now he's within range to attack. This is just a cargo ship, so it won't attack you. As more damage is done, the ship will move slower. So we can easily destroy it before it gets anywhere near outside where we can reach it. And yep, it's just going to attack it and it will get destroyed eventually. We now have enough building supplies to build a harbour, so we build a harbour here. There we go. That's increased the amount of supplies that we can store.
Negative environmental influences reduce fertility.
Yes, it has. And 950, slowly getting there. Taking a long time to upgrade. All in due time, we'll get that eventually. Speed up this. And it's almost gone. You can see how much slower it's moving now because it's highly damaged. And there we go. Pick up the item it drops. And take it over here. We're going to need this submarine probably for this, because this guy's underwater and this ship is in a submarine. Yep. Right, so right click to drop it and just give it to this ship instead.
Your return
Under he goes.
signifies one
Done.
day you will realize
Plus 40 influence. So that's useful. Taking out a loan I find to be useful in early games. As you can see here, they last 60 minutes. You instantly get to 21,000 credits for minus 525 balance. So I could afford that. I generally go for the middle one here, 75,000. And do the same with Thorn as well, the middle one. So we get 10,000 for roughly half our profit. So a good way to make easy, fast cash that you need. There are ways to lose on this game. Losing all your warehouses that you're unable to replace, you lose. If your balance gets to, I think, minus 1,000, you lose the game. But that's if you aren't generating any profit. The win conditions are all pretty simple. For this, there are no win conditions. The game will just continue until I end it. On the campaign, you've got, obviously, certain win conditions.
Additional buildings now
There you go.
available.
Right, we have this now. This is an offshore wind park. The good thing about the offshore wind park is that it generates twice the energy, half the influence area, and it can be built on water. I haven't got the glass to make them right now, so that will have to wait. There's only really one more important point. The rest of this game is just continuing to build up your civilization, trade, complete win conditions. That's pretty much the game. This isn't a tutorial that shows everything, so shut up. This isn't a tutorial that will show everything in the game. This is just learning how to play it. I've pretty much covered how to play it. There's only one more thing that would come up, and I'm quite far from that, so instead of showing you, I'm just going to tell you. Right, there are certain disastrous events that can happen. One in particular is when you have an oil rig here, it catches fire. Now, you can't build a fire station on the water, so it's difficult to know how to deal with it when you don't know what to do. What you need to do, before it's too damaged that it falls down and is broken, which causes an oil spill, you need to use an item, this one here, that I keep spare, emergency equipment. It extinguishes fires on oil rigs. Ships use these, so you give it to the ship, you activate it, and then use it on the oil rig that's on fire. If you don't do that, the oil rig will get destroyed, and oil will spill out all across the ocean here, and will spread to an island, which would be this one here, since it's the closest. It will spread to this island, and cause minus 500 eco-balance, which is a real problem. It reduces the efficiency of farms to about minus 30 or minus 40, not minus, sorry, 30 or 40%. It will reduce the amount of credits you get. You won't be able to get fish because they're all dying from the oil. It can completely fuck up your game. It happened to me once on my first continuous game, and I didn't know how to deal with it because the game doesn't tell you. I knew that you needed to get this item, but I didn't know where to find it because it doesn't tell you. Sometimes, sometimes the Arc AI will sell them, but I couldn't find one. The oil rig burns down fast, so you need to find it fast when that happens. And just do a couple of clicks. Yeah, hasn't turned up. And one more. Nope, it's not there. So,
Just what is it?
eventually you'll run out of money sorting through all their stuff, all their selection, trying to find it. The only other way that you can get it is to build for the techs this, a laboratory. The laboratory uses supplies to build special items. You build the laboratory, and then you can build this item here, the emergency equipment, which you can use. So when you are starting to get oil rigs, that's what you should do. Make sure you have at least one spare. Because it has got creation time. I think it's something like 8 minutes, which is roughly the amount of time that it takes for the oil rig to burn down. So, yeah, you won't make it in time. After the oil rig is burnt down and the coast is covered with oil, the only way to get rid of the oil before it completely screws you over is to use this here, an efficient pump. This cleans up the coast of oil and is used by ships. I can probably show you what happens if I just happen to get an oil fire and record it and just edit it in with this one to show you exactly how it works. But what happens is that when you don't clean it up, your income will decrease by a lot, and you won't have the means to get rid of it. If you don't have the means to get rid of it, you will end up losing even more because you can't feed your people with fish, so they'll be unhappy and move out. It's that occasion where it ruins the game, which is what happened on my continuous play. I had to spend 30 minutes researching what I needed to do to get rid of it. Eventually found out, solved the problem before I lost all my money and lost the game. There are other major events. The other one is with a nuclear power plant that the tycoons get access to has a radiation spill, but I haven't seen it happen yet. It's so rare where it has a radiation spill that causes radiation on your island. I've had a lot of minor events where there's been an accident but no radiation's been leaked, but I haven't seen it yet where radiation has been leaked, so it's so uncommon that I haven't needed to deal with it yet. And because of that, I don't know how to deal with it. When it does happen, I can, of course, explain what to do, add it into this, all sorted. Okay, so this will be the end of my tutorial then. If you have any questions about the game, just ask. If you want anything else added in, just ask. I can very easily record it and upload. That's all fine. If by chance you want to play a multiplayer game, I don't want to. I don't like multiplayer on this game. I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but I'm not playing multiplayer games. And that's it. So, I hope you found this tutorial useful. Please stay tuned for my next uploads, and I hope you enjoy playing Anno 27. Happy gaming, see you soon.